Hello and welcome back to another Ellen Electric adventure. Today we are driving down to Cincinnati, Ohio, a trip we have done many times, a trip I have filmed a handful of times. It is a couple days before Thanksgiving, 2025. Can't believe it's almost 2026. And we've had a storm all night. It was supposed to storm all day. It looks like maybe we're gonna get lucky. At least it's passed through here already, but I think down through Indiana and Ohio, it may be raining. We'll see. If you haven't joined us before, my name is Luke and we drive a 2023 Volvo XC40 Recharge, the pure electric twin ultimate, with these beautiful wool seats that are holding up pretty well. You can see here we're starting with 98% battery. I was at 100%, and then I had to take the doggies over to the boarding place. So I've been up since 5 a.m. I am ready to go, get on the road. Hopefully this is, I think, the #1 travel day of the year. I am expecting traffic. I am mentally preparing so I don't get too frustrated. Anyway, let's take a look at what Google thinks we should do. 2 charging stops, 5 hours 35 minutes. Now that actually is pretty good. 2 charging stops, however, I don't think we're gonna do. Especially, I'm gonna avoid this Electrify America Lafayette. Oh, and it's Electrify America. Wow, doubled up on the Electrify America. No thank you, especially because I wanna try, let's see if we have a filter here. Huh, I wonder why that's only doing Electrify America. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's not, you know, a terrible 10-minute charge and a 24-minute charge. That's actually pretty good. 34 minutes of charging plus 5 hours of driving. But that's about as quick as you can make it. But I don't want to rely on that Lafayette Electrify America. If you check out some of my old videos, you've seen that stop. It's fine. It's at Walmart. Whatever, it's decent Walmart. It's pretty clean. But there's only 4 chargers and there's almost always one of them broken. If you look on PlugShare, it gets pretty bad reviews sometimes, especially around the holidays, because now there are actually 2 EVgo Pilot Flying J stations between Chicago and Indianapolis, but for a long time it was just that Electrify America, so it was always crowded, especially for holidays, because a lot of people take that corridor. Now there's more options, plus we have the Tesla network, so let's go Supercharger Lebanon. There we go, Tesla Supercharger Lebanon. 10% on arrival, perfect. We can do that. Let's see if I can figure out how to do it. One thing you can do now is you can see how many stations are available. At least on the phone you can. Now I expect, oh okay. Let's say incompatible. 8 of 11 are available. It says incompatible, which is, I'm assuming that's why it's not putting the superchargers. Let's see if I can remember how to set that setting. Yeah, that's a little frustrating. Somewhere there's a setting where you can select if you have a NAX adapter. Of course I do. Now I can't remember. Okay, compatible plugs. Weird, that got unchecked somehow. Huh. Wonder why that got unchecked. Okay, so now let's try that same supercharger and see what it tells us. Okay, now it says 8 of 11. Cool, that's very cool that it says how many are available. That's one nice thing about Google integration, and that wasn't like a car update, that's just a Google server update, so it just happens automatically. Okay, and then from there we should be able to make it. So now that we have, I'm going to try the route planning again, the car route planning, and we'll see if it does anything. Wow, it does the same thing. Interesting. Even after knowing it can do Tesla. That's okay. We're gonna do the Tesla Supercharger Lebanon, get there at 10%. Now, one new thing about this trip, we have new tires. We have the Goodyear WeatherReady 2 Assurance all-weather tires. Not all season, all weather. So if you don't know the difference between all season and all weather, it's basically the rubber compound is a little softer in colder weather, and the tread pattern is a little more aggressive for snow. And in rain, I think they're supposed to be better in the rain too, but snow. It will, however, they are not EV specific tires. There are no all-weather tires that are EV specific that will fit this car. So it's either, I could have done the OEMs, the WeatherReady 2s, or the Hankook Evo something or other EV ones. They're all about the same price, but I wanted the safety of the all-weather. So we will see what this does to our efficiency in the long term. It's been a little bit hard to tell with just daily driving, but this trip will kind of highlight how much more consumption we have now. So we'll see what we end up. Normally I would have said, you know, if it says 10, then probably more like 12, maybe even 14. But given the fact that we have these new tires, I don't know. So 10 may be accurate, 10 may be high. So we might get there with less than 10. We'll see. I don't mind getting there with less than 10 as long as it doesn't get too close. I don't like to play it close with a baby, a toddler, and my wife in the car. So, all right, we're gonna get on the road soon, and thanks for joining. Catch you on the road. All right, we are 117 miles in, about 2 hours. Had to slow down a little bit. Consumption's definitely high. This is the estimated arrivals down to 5%. But what is making me more worried is the range. Guessometer here is usually pretty accurate, and it's like 1 mile under what we have left. So it's getting a little tight. I'm gonna have to slow down even more, but I hope not. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll get there. All right, just a quick check. Things are getting interesting. Fortunately and unfortunately, we're sitting in traffic, so that's helping our range. We've got 21 miles, estimated 13 miles to get there. It was down to 3%, and I had to slow down, and I kind of tucked behind a truck for a little while. So I don't know why exactly this is happening, but we're gonna get there, and it'll be fine. All right, well, that was way closer than I would like. Got here with 3%, and it was in extreme turtle mode. Could barely even accelerate when we got off the highway. So super sketch. Glad we made it. I'm gonna activate this sucker here. We're at 3B. There is on the other side of the highway too, at the same exit, there's EV Go now, but that's way more expensive. 3B, start. Okay, hopefully felt that latch in. There we go, green light. All right, I'm gonna quickly watch it ramp up. Yeah, you can see 3%. I don't know if you can see that, but 3%. And yeah, that was way too close for comfort. We got a handful of Teslas here, no non-Teslas. So I'm gonna run in and go to the bathroom, and then we'll be here for about probably 40 minutes, maybe even 45, because I don't want to push it again. That was too close. We were running with no climate control, which is not fun. So I'm gonna run into Starbucks and go to the bathroom, and then we'll get out of here. All right, we are, we've been here for like 50 minutes. I don't know, my toddler likes to push buttons, and she unlocked the, she canceled the charge session, so I had to restart it. We're at 91. We're gonna leave as soon as my wife gets back from Starbucks. So let's see what the car thinks. The car thinks we're gonna get there with 14%. It's hard for me to believe that, but that's what it says. So this last round it said 15%, or 13% we would get here. Now we went 100, we used 97% of the battery to go 167.8 miles. That's not very good. So basically 100% charge is 170 miles. That's bad. Man, that's bad range. I hope that's not battery degradation, because the consumption is 425 watt-hour per mile, which isn't terrible. I mean, it's not good, but it's not terrible. We've had worse. So 170 mile at 100% charge. Woo, that's bad. I wish I could buy another car right now, but that's just not in the cards. Anyway, so we need to go 147 miles. We've got 92% now, so I think we'll be fine. There are a few stops. There's a couple Tesla and a couple EV Connect that we've done in old videos before we had Tesla Network. So I think we'll be fine. My wife's also gonna drive. So hopefully she won't go too fast. There are a ton of police out, especially in Indiana. There's just like police everywhere because it's, you know, the busiest travel day of the year. So anyway, we're gonna sit here for another handful of minutes. I think it was 75 kilowatt hours delivered. We were blasting the heat though. 75 kilowatt hours delivered and $25 or something like that, so not bad. And then the second session isn't going to be much because we're only going at 15 kilowatts. So, all right, we'll catch you probably at the destination. Maybe I'll do a check-in on the way if, excuse me, if the range is sketchy again, but hopefully it won't be an issue. All right, time to go. We're at 93%. Gonna go ahead and unhook here, and we'll get out of here. That was a long stop, but for whatever reason, we're just getting terrible range today. And I hope that's not the new normal. All right, catch you on the road. All right, we officially made it. We got here with 9%. 433 watt-hour per mile, 313 miles. My wife is going pretty fast. You know, nothing above the speed limit, of course. We would never speed. But she was going pretty fast. So the efficiency was, the predicted arrival just kept dropping. I'm gonna grab my dad's Emporia charger here. Here's his sweet Cadillac optic. We're gonna plug in, get that 48 amp juice. Should initiate quickly. We had rain too. The roads were wet. It wasn't raining hard, but it's just kind of misty, which was affecting consumption a little bit. But consumption really isn't that bad, so it worries me a little bit. So this time, let's see, we started at 93, and we got down to 9, and we went 150 miles. Yeah, that's just not good. Well, this will ramp up. No reason to watch it, but this will ramp up to 48 amps. I'm gonna go ahead and set the car back to 80. I don't need to do 90 or anything because we can charge really quick. We're gonna be here for a few days, so no reason to go to 90. For now, I'll just go to 80. So, all right, I'm gonna go in, say hi, and then come back and unload the car. We'll probably just catch up with you back on the way home. I don't think we'll do anything car related while we're here. Might do a separate thing with my dad's car just because I like driving the Cadillac, but we'll see. All right, catch you back on the way home. All right, it is officially Saturday. After Thanksgiving, we're ready to go home. Our timing couldn't have been better. There's a huge winter storm rolling through basically the entire Midwest today. It's 9 o'clock Eastern time. The snow started at home about 2 hours ago, I think, and it's just gonna go all day until 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning tomorrow. They're saying possibly 10 to 12 inches. 6 to 12 is what I've seen. Keeps kind of changing around. So that'll be interesting. It's 30 degrees, so it's not crazy cold, but it's pretty cold. You can see we're at 97%. I just had I got to 95 last night, and then I turned the timer on, the charging timer so that it would start charging at 8:30. And then I have, although I might be messing it up, I have the car conditioning timer turned on to 9 to be ready at 9:30, which would mean it would start at 9, I think. That would warm up the battery and the cabin. The fact that I'm sitting in here at 9 might affect that, so I might have to adjust it. Anyway, so we have plenty of battery. It is cold, and I'm actually not worried about the snow for myself. I'm kind of excited about it. Sorry, I'm trying to clean up the car a little bit. I'm actually kind of excited about it because we have these new Goodyear WeatherReady 2, Goodyear Assurance WeatherReady 2 tires to try out in the snow. They are all weather tires rather than all season tires. I don't know if I already explained this, but all weather tires are better in the cold than all season tires. The rubber is a little softer, it stays a little softer in cold temperatures. So I'm not worried about that, and the Volvo is actually very good in the snow, even on the stock tires. It was very good. We've got a video on that from last year up in Michigan. But it's other people. I'm worried about an accident, and then we get stuck on the highway. And I'm not worried about like, oh, what are you gonna do if you're stuck on the highway in an EV? Well, we're gonna sit comfortably with the seat heaters on and keep the cabin warm. It's just like a matter of, is it gonna take twice as long to get home? I hope not. Speaking of, if we just try to go straight home, negative 83%. This Tesla Supercharger is the Lebanon Supercharger. It says we get there with 11%. That's where I'm planning to go. And then we would make one more stop, usually at Fair Oaks Farm after that. So here's the route that it would like us to do. I don't like this one because it has us stopping in Indianapolis, and then it has us stopping again close to home. It's just hard for me to stop that close to home. It's just annoying. So that's Munster, Indiana. Okay, it does have us going to Lebanon. So maybe we'll keep this and just see, but instead of doing this, can I zoom here? Yeah, okay. So there's Lebanon. So instead of going all the way to Munster, we would go to Fair Oaks Farm, which is somewhere around here. There's also 2 EVgo pilot stations around that area, which are also an option. I'll avoid them if I can because they're way more expensive, like really, really expensive. So let's just see what our range assistant is saying. We have 150 miles at 97%. I'm assuming that's just because it's cold, but the battery should warm up and that should go up a little bit. And that's also probably because I'm sitting in here with just the climate on. I'm not sure. It's really low. We're down at 25 amps. We're on a 26. We're on a full hardwired Emporia unit that can output 48. That might be because extra power is going to the battery conditioning. I'm not sure. So anyway, let's see. I want to see how far that Tesla Supercharger, this is the Lebanon one, how many miles is it? It's one thing. It'll make it easy to see. How many miles is it without having to start the route? 148 miles. So that might be tight, but there are bailout options if we need, so we'll see. Anyway, we'll catch you on the road. We're gonna get finished packing up here and get out of here and try to get somewhat ahead of this snowstorm, but should be an interesting drive home. All right, just a quick update here. We are 76 miles in. Our estimated arrival is down to 10%, but our buffer is like 4 or 5 miles, so that's a little tight. I don't know, we slow down a little bit. We're gonna try to make it to that Lebanon, but we may end up having to stop in Indianapolis instead. We'll see. All right, we made it here with 9%, so no problem. We're at the same charger we were at on the way down here. Looking at this Rivian, I'm guessing that's what we're looking forward to. All that snow on the front of their Rivian. So we're, oh, you know what? I don't have the adapter. I need to get that from my wife. I need the adapter under the seat. After she slowed down and we had the heat on low, the efficiency evened out because it was a little closer. Oh yeah, here, this Tesla must be coming from Chicago too. So we haven't had any snow yet here, but we're heading into it for sure. Get this sucker out. Activate on the app. Sometimes you gotta kind of hold it if it doesn't feel like a good solid click. It latched in there good. All right, we're charging. We should ramp up immediately to max speed. We're at 8%. So ramping up. We'll be here for probably, I think we're just gonna have to stop twice, so we may only be here for like a half hour or so. But we'll see. Whew, it is cold. All right, we are at 80%, so I think we are good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect. Fair Oaks Farm is only 88 or something miles. We got twin Ioniq 5s down there. So yeah, I'm gonna turn this camera off because it's freezing. Yeah, we're 20 miles from our charger. This is what the road looks like right now. So it's a little bit slow going, but it hasn't been too bad until this little stretch here. There has been a handful of cars off to the side of the road, but we have plenty of juice since we overcharged on purpose. So we should be good. It should be a quick stop. I'm hoping to just not even get out of the car, really just get out, charge, plug in, get back in, and then get on our way. So we'll see what I expect the road looks worse the closer we get to Chicago, so fingers crossed for safe travels. All right, we made it to Fair Oaks Farm with 31%. Trying out the new V4 cabinets. I don't know if they're V4 cabinets or just dispensers, but and I might not have even parked close enough. My backup camera is covered in snow, as you can see. Oh shit. The Tesla cable just went under the trunk and opened it. That's not fun. All right, let me try to do this here. Activate on the little app. We're at 3D. Ooh, it's cold. Start charging. Plug in. You know, for the Volvo, I actually don't like the V4, even though the cable's longer, because they're centered. But the Volvo has the port in the back driver rear, so it's actually easier. Now we are testing out these WeatherReady 2s. You can see those nice aggressive treads. Pretty good. So yeah, pretty good amount of snow. We got a little dog park over there. Doesn't look like the coffee shop part is open. A little thumbnail image here. Ooh, it's cold. See, that's where the older chargers are over there. Those work fine. I wanted to try the new ones just for fun. So now they have 16 here, which is pretty sweet. All right, we're only gonna be here for 10 minutes. I'm gonna get back in the car and then we're gonna get out of here. All right, we're up to 67%. We just ran over to the gas station bathroom. This part's closed. It's probably like coffee and stuff. But this gas station is actually really nice too. They still have the cheese and their chocolates, and they have like truffles and fudge. And I got their cheese is really good. So I grabbed some cheese. But yes, time to get back on the road. It's freezing and we want to get home. So we've got, I think less than 100 miles to go. Got 67%. And we've got a bunch of traffic. So we'll see, catch you up on the road if we need to, otherwise we'll see you at home. All right, we're basically home. We got 13%. We got all these warnings going off that the sensors are all blocked. This is what the roads in our town look like. They haven't been plowed recently. It's kind of like driving on sand. The WeatherReady 2s are doing a fantastic job though. So it's been nice to test these out. Pretty stressful the last 2.5 hours, but we made it safely. We're gonna get a car wash to wash all the ice and snow off the car, and then we'll be home. All right, officially made it home. That was a long and stressful drive. Just the last 2.5 hours were slow going. A lot of snow, well, some places a lot of snow on the road, and a lot of people going slow, which I get. I wish people would stay to their right if you're gonna go slow. A lot of people camped out in the left lane, going really slow, like 40 miles an hour, which some places it was like, okay, you know, the snow's pretty bad, but some places really wasn't that bad. It's just like, all right, I don't want to get mad at people for being safe, but just scoot over. But yeah, overall the car did great. It's better doing 2 stops like that in this car and just not worrying about it. We can keep it nice and warm and not worry about any range anxiety. We got home with about 14%, I think. And then I had it plugged in for a minute. And we went and got a car wash because all the sensors and everything were blocked, and we figured before pulling it into the garage, let's just get a car wash to get all that shit off, all the ice and snow and stuff, and salt. I'm gonna go pick up food now, but yeah, overall, say a quick look at the stats. 5 hours, 53 minutes of driving. So basically an extra hour of driving because of the snow, and then a charge stop of like 30 minutes, and then a charge stop of about 15. The 15-minute one could have been shorter, but we had to walk all the way to the gas station to go to the bathroom, so I couldn't really go any faster than that. 454 watt-hour per mile. So most of that, like we were going pretty slow. You can see average speed 53, even though the speed limit on most of that highway is 70, but we were going slow because there was just so much traffic and people going slow. Actually, not that much traffic until the very end, but just people going slow. Tons of cars off the road, so please be careful, people, when you're driving in the snow, especially if you don't have proper tires. Got to finally try out the Goodyear WeatherReady, Goodyear Assurance WeatherReady 2, whatever exactly they're called. Really nice. I really enjoyed them on the highway and in the snow. And when we got off the highway, as I showed a little bit, the roads in our town were covered in snow. I mean, I'm looking behind me at my car covered in snow. There's maybe 6 inches so far, and it's not supposed to stop till like 2 in the morning, so pretty fun. Anyway, thanks for joining another successful drive. I can see how some people would watch this video and go, oh, I could never drive electric. It takes too long to charge. Yeah, it can be frustrating. But it's not for everybody. But it is certainly, I think, for most people. And if you're somebody who does a lot of long drives and you can't do long stops, then there are some cars out there that are much more efficient at charging and driving. But in general, I'd say wait and get an EV in another 4 or 5 years. We'll see where they're at. Anyway, I'm rambling now about EVs. I love my EV, and I don't regret it at all. Super fun to drive. This drive was stressful, but successful. So it's time to go. That's more than enough. Thanks for joining on this cold weather trip. Appreciate it, and see you next time. Beep beep. Have a good time.